Hi everyone, we have a yoga emphasis video here. We're going to be doing a series of these videos and targeting certain parts of the body. So the first one we're going to start with today is the yoga emphasis for back pain, okay? So I'm going to give you 10 poses for each of the emphasis series. All right, so starting out with yoga for back pain. These are 10 good poses that you can do if you're experiencing back pain. First one is child's pose. We like to go a little wider. There are variations to the poses too. I like to go a little wider. I feel that it works really good in my low back, but also I feel like it gets into my hips a little bit more. You can put your knees together and do it that way as well. So just kind of play around with it and feel what is more comfortable for you, okay? So find that child's pose, and remember, you're just gonna sink your hips back towards your heels and reach your arms all the way up and bring your forehead down to the mat. So as you're holding in this position here, you're really breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, relaxing all the muscles, really trying to just kind of let go in this position and really breathe into the back and just kind of try to feel those muscles release. Then you can bring a little movement into your child's pose, rocking yourself side to side, shaking your head no down on the mat, side to side. That's a very good way to get a little bit of movement into your position. The other variation for child's pose is taking your arms, walking them over to the outside corners of your mat or even outside of your mat. So if you're going to the right side, you're going to feel the stretch down the left side of your body. So you want to take your left hip and sink it back towards your left heel. Really stretch through that side of your back and your shoulder blade, and then walk it over to the other side, left side, and sink your right hip back towards your right heel. So go ahead in this position and just take a couple deep breaths, holding here, deep inhales, deep exhales in this child's pose. Very good. Child's pose is balasana. Now, moving on to the next one is your cow and your cat pose. So, we are going to hold here. The cow pose is Vitalasana and the cat pose is Marjariasana. So holding here, shoulders over wrists. I like to tuck my toes underneath as I drop my belly, and you sort of arch your back, lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling, drawing your belly down, pressing your shoulders back, and lifting your chin up. So really arching the back. And then as you exhale, pull from your abdominals, pull up and round your spine, pressing the ground away from you and drop your head. This is your cat pose. So inhale, cow. Exhale, round for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round for cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, round for cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, round for cat. Good. I recommend doing about 5 to 10 of those, depending on how your back is feeling. Just kind of go by how you feel. If you feel like you need a few more, go ahead and do it, okay? The next one is the downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So your hands are planted, you tuck your toes, lift up and press yourselves back. Relax your heads, let your chest press back toward your thighs. Good. And then I always like to take a couple seconds here to just pedal out your downward dog, rock it out. And it's always good to find a little bit of movement into this pose. Now, another variation of this pose is to grab the opposite calf or ankle. This is a revolved downward facing dog. So Parivrtta Adho Mukha Svanasana. Holding here. And what this does is it gives you a little bit of rotation in your spine, but it also helps you engage that shoulder girdle, right? Really kind of strengthen that shoulder girdle. So that's a good variation, and you can practice that. Revolving, grabbing the opposite side. If you have a hard time grabbing lower on your leg, that's okay. Just grab wherever you can, keep your head relaxed, and try to twist yourself under your arm, okay? So Work on that, both sides. Give yourself a little bit of time. Now, from downward facing dog, we can lift our, let's start with this side. Lift the leg high, step through to a low lunge, and spin your back heel down to a 45-degree angle. Making sure that your front heel is in a line with your back arch, okay? Good. So, holding here in this heel to arch alignment, arms are gonna come out and you're gonna straighten your front leg, okay? So now both of your legs are totally straight. We're moving into triangle pose. So first, take your hip and shift it back towards the back of the room, almost like you have a little attitude here, shift it back. Reach that arm forward as far as you can, and then rotate down. Now, I like to keep my hand here inside of my thigh, and then I like to look up at my top hand. So from here, you're really engaging through the side body and peeling your shoulder open, pressing against this leg on the inside, rotating open, really strengthening the back. Good, strengthening through the side, holding here, good, and then you can bring it back up. Now, to revolve your triangle, it's a little trickier. You're gonna bring yourself forward and work it on down. So bringing your top hand outside of the front leg, revolving your triangle, reaching down and trying to twist yourself open. Good, just like that. So let's do the other side. Step it back. Lift the leg high, step it through, spin the back heel down. Again, heel to arch alignment, arms out, straighten the front leg. Good. So now legs are straight, arms are strong. Pop your hips back, reach forward, come down inside of that thigh. Top arm reaches up, and again, just peeling that shoulder open, reaching and holding strong through your back. Good. Inhale, try to lengthen. Exhale, try to strengthen. Good. Then inhale, come on up. Good. So then we're going to take it and revolve the crescent lunge. So now your top arm comes down outside of the front thigh, and this arm comes back up, and you're really going to try to just peel yourself open, keeping those legs nice and straight, and very good. Awesome. So that is your triangle and revolve triangle. The next great one is a spine strengthening pose. We actually have a few of them. The first one is Cobra, Bhujangasana. So Cobra pose, you're gonna lay down and have your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Peel your shoulders back, and your chin is gonna be facing down. Pressing the tops of your feet into the mat. Your feet are probably gonna wanna lift on this one. I want you to really press them into the mat hard. Good, take an inhale breath. Exhale out all of your air. And then as you inhale, draw your shoulders back towards your butts. Yes, keep your hands very gentle and lift up and off of the mat. Holding and strengthening the back, keeping your spine nice and long. Now the variation of this is if you can take a little bit more, continue to press into your hands and keep working your back up, strengthening up, lifting, breathing, and holding up here, strengthening those back muscles. Good. One more inhale breath, and exhale. Bring it down. Very nice. Next pose is Locust pose. Locust pose is Salabhasana. So Salabhasana, there's different variations. You can start with airplane arms. Inhale, breath. Exhale out all of your air, and as you inhale, you're just gonna lift everything up and off of the mat, squeezing those back muscles, strengthening your spine. So this is a variation with airplane arms. The next variation, my favorite, is to interlace your hands behind your back, press your fists down towards your feet, lift up as high as you can, lift and lengthen from your toes to your head, and try to get as high and as long as you can. Good, and then release. And the final one, you can reach your arms out in front of you. Inhale, breath. Exhale all of your air. And then as you inhale, lift up all of your whole body, all four limbs off of the mat. And release. Good. Then press yourselves up. Moving into our bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. Great, great pose for back pain. Roll down onto your mats. Keep your hands to your sides. Walk your heels in so that your middle fingers can just barely touch your heels. Now, it's very important in bridge pose to keep your hips, your knees, and your ankles all in one straight line. You don't want your knees to go outward or inward, okay? You want to keep everything in one line. Keep your neck nice and long. Inhale, breath. Exhale all of your air. And now drawing down, lifting and squeezing all the way up into a bridge. Holding here. Now press your hands into the mat. Try to squeeze and lift up a little bit higher. Keeping your head and neck nice and long. Don't want to be looking left or right in this pose, so squeeze and lift. Now you can interlace shimmy your shoulders underneath yourself, underneath your body, and then grab your hands and interlace them under you. Press your fists down towards your heels and lift up even higher. Breathe and lift. Very good. And then as you exhale, unshimmy those shoulders and slowly, slowly roll yourselves down. Good. So that is your bridge pose, Setu Bandhasana. You can also get a yoga block, which I do not have with me, but you can imagine. You can get a yoga block and set it underneath your sacrum here, that big muscle or that big bone that's in your bottom right here, that nice flat kind of bone. You can set your block there in 3 ways, either the short way, the medium way, or the tall way, and it's a supported bridge, and it feels wonderful. I do that a lot of times before I go to bed, so that's a very good pose. Then we have supine pigeon, so Supta Ekapada Kapottasana. Okay, so you're going to take basically a figure 4 with your leg here. Relax your heads down. Now, if your right leg is over, you're going to take your right hand and you're going to push it in between your legs here, in that little hole that you just made, and take your left hand around your left leg and grab on. Relax your head and then pull your knee toward you and use your elbow here on your right hand to kind of press that knee outward as you pull in toward you. And I recommend holding this stretch for about 2 minutes on each side, 1 to 2 minutes, okay? That's very good. And then switch it up to the other side. Make that figure 4 with the left foot over. Take the left hand through and the right hand around. Grab, press with that left elbow to get that left knee rotating outward and pull the right knee in towards you, feeling that great stretch in your hips. Now, the reason that we do these hip stretches, they're because the hips are directly related to your back, and a lot of times tight hips and tight hip flexors can lead to your back pain, right? Good. So then finally we have your spinal twist. So you're going to take your left leg and put it up to the mat. Bring your right knee into your chest and give it a nice squeeze. Then grab your right knee with your left hand. Pull it over your body and extend your right arm out to a T. Look over your right shoulder as you let this knee fall over you. Now, you want to make sure that your shoulders are both on the ground and not lifting up and off, okay? And also during this pose, it is important to do the right side first because you're twisting on the side in your body. This pose also helps with your digestion. And the right side of your body is the ascending portion of your colon, and then your colon goes up and over, and then the descending portion is on the other side. So bring your knees back to center, just give them a little squeeze in the middle, and then extend the right leg out, pull the left knee in, then take your right hand, grab your left knee, pull it over your body, extend your left arm out to a T, and look over your left shoulder, allowing that knee to just sort of fall over, keeping both shoulders on the ground, looking over that left shoulder. So the left side now is the descending portion of your colon. So we want to keep the digestion all working in the same, in the right way, right? Good, so bring them back into center. Now, finally, we have another pose called the legs up the wall stretch, the legs up the wall pose, okay? So I'm gonna move myself over for my makeshift wall here. Okay, so I think you can still see me. Now you can do this pose just in your room, find any wall, put your feet up against the wall, and just lie down. Now, if you want a variation, you can put a block or a blanket underneath your sacrum, and you're gonna hold here. And you wanna keep your legs straight. Legs are straight, and then as you get more flexible, you just keep kind of walking your body closer and closer to the wall, and just relax your head and breathe and hold into that position, okay? So, those are 10 poses that are great poses for back pain, and I hope you try them. You can do them in that order. It's kind of a good order to do them in, but you can do them in any order or pick and choose, but those are all great poses for you if you're experiencing back pain.